Next up, you will know him as your senator, Senator Jeff Smith. Jeff represents the 34th Senate District in Wisconsin, so it's a lot of us here today. And he is well known, and you may have seen him with his Stop and Talk truck, because he goes out everywhere and encourages people to actually come and meet with him, unlike someone else we know.
Only his mother knows.
Maybe.
But I could maybe help him figure out how to listen to people. Because we know how to do that. We know how to do that. But this is not about one person. This is not about even one party. This is about America. This is about the state of Wisconsin. And thank you, Wisconsin, for leading the way. You have inspired the world. And that is not an exaggeration. You inspired me. I've been on the ballot 8 times. I've won 4 times, and that means I've lost 4 times. I'm a glutton for punishment. But I am relentless. Exactly. But my point is, I've never been so anxious for an election day as I was on Tuesday.
Yep.
I think you all know what I mean, right? I think the whole country was on edge. I couldn't think straight. Well, that's most days, my wife would tell you. But it was especially bad on Tuesday. We even tried to not pay attention. We turned on some silly show to watch and take our mind off of it, but I kept looking at my phone. When 9 o'clock came and it was already called, oh my God! Way to go, Wisconsin! Way to go, Wisconsin! You know, I personally, over the years, before I even thought about myself getting on the ballot, my theory was I always wanted to vote for and have smarter people than me running this city, this county, this state, and this country. What happened to intellectual thought and real leadership? That's the scary thing. That's the scary thing. Tuesday, the most intelligent person won. And we've got to make that happen over and over. This is only the beginning. But we, and again, back to how I felt, how you felt going into Tuesday, with all that money, with all that Musk was doing, we thought, oh my God, you know, he's handing out $1 million to people to vote. I heard people came to people's doors and offered them $100 to vote at the doors. Not for sale. Not for sale. Not for sale. Not for sale. Exactly. Exactly. You are not for sale. We are not for sale. America's not for sale. Now, it may seem like it. I say that because as a politician, frankly, we have to raise money to be competitive. We have to compete. We have to play by the rules. And the only way, though, we're going to change the rules, the only way you're going to change the rules is to put people in position to change the rules.
Yes.
The right people. I ran on public funding of campaigns. And now, wow, I think I have a lot of people who might agree with me. And we're going to introduce that real soon. Citizens United. Citizens United. Rally against Citizens United. You know, we had unfair maps in Wisconsin. We overcame that. Because the people finally got sick and tired of it. Because, and it's a funny long story, but even Robin Voss finally said at a press conference, gee, I heard this past weekend about a thing called fair maps. That's a long story, but it's true. I'm supposed to be up here telling you what Wisconsin can do to hold back and hold back the fascism and hold on to democracy. What you're doing here today is a start. This is what Wisconsin can do. Make your voice heard in every office, no matter what side of the aisle you are represented by, in every office, even my office. It really helps. I heard Jody just say, yep, because if we are able to get those calls in and say, hey, I've had 300 calls that told us we should not pass this awful bill to defund our schools, we can say that. It is important that we have that support. But it's also important that the Republicans get those same calls. That's what Wisconsin can do. We are heading into a vote of, hopefully, a budget vote coming up soon. And you know, when this started, my office right away got on, what would it cost the state of Wisconsin if all the cuts that was being proposed at the federal level happened? We have about $100 billion budget in Wisconsin. $28 billion come from the federal government that would have been cut and may still be cut. So what did Governor Evers do? He proposed a $128 billion budget. If they really believe in states spending for themselves, well, we're willing to take it up. We shouldn't have to, because your money is in Washington, D.C. Medicaid should be expanded, not taken away. More money is being wasted in D.C. for tax cuts for the billionaires instead of the people who need it the most. It's the people who need it the most who are being attacked. They can't fight back, and you are here to make sure that their voice is heard. Good for you! Now I want to, as long as you brought it up, keep your hands off, tell that government, keep their hands off of women's bodies. Keep your hands off of anybody's health decisions. Keep your hands off my public schools. Take that money away from religious schools back to public schools. That's their choice. They say this is by the way, they say that's parental choice. My parents knew parental choice. I went to that church up on the hill. I was born in that hospital that's now for sale over here. I went to school in that school that was between there. I pretty much grew up in that 2-block area. My parents made that choice. That was their choice. They paid for it, as they should, and supported public schools because it benefits all of us. That's what we can do in Wisconsin. Now, actually, now, Bill mentioned the greatest generation. He stole my speech. He stole a lot of people's speeches. Usually I leave that to Jody. Jody usually steals everything from me.
That's why I put her first.
Yeah, that's why she goes first. So it leaves me up here with, but if I had a speech in my pocket, it's not coming out. But I don't anyway. This is the opportunity for us. We do not want a war in Europe. We do not want to do, that greatest generation had to end up losing, all, just blood was shed. That's not the kind of greatest generation we have to be. We have to be the greatest generation that actually reminds people that democracy is work every day. Democracy takes everybody to always be on the guard of losing democracy. We have an opportunity to prove the next greatest generation is us. All right, maybe I'm a little old. I'm on the top end of that, probably. But we have enormous number of young people who are relying on us. They don't even know what they don't know. We do not want them to know what they don't know, or have to experience what they have not had to experience. We have come too far in this country, and in this state, and in this community to lose it now because wealthy people just don't have enough. You're making a difference, but I got to tell you, there are certain people here that make a difference every day. I'm going to point one out. He's standing over here. I saw his face a minute ago. Bob Matthews. There he is. Oh, see, he's down there on the ground, probably fixing something.
Yes, probably.
Aren't you, Bob? Right there. And I want you to know, Bob is this hero who, when it comes time for a sign to be placed, he's your guy. This trailer we're standing on, this is Bob's trailer. Who designed all this? Who did all this? Bob Matthews. Anytime we want something, it's Bob Matthews. It's because it never ends. Every election is important. Every sign is important. Every door you knock on is important. If you can't make phone calls, put out a sign. If you can't knock on doors, talk to your neighbors at coffee. You do everything you can. And most importantly, before I go, as we started, as was noted, one thing I learned from parking my truck and putting up a big sign that says stop and talk to your state senator is that listening is not human nature. You have to make yourself listen. Why is it anybody would vote for a failure like Trump?
Yeah, really.
But we need to listen. We need to listen and know why.
Yes.
And when we know why, you know what? You're going to find out that, and what they're going to find out is that we have much in common. And we all want success for our children, for our communities, for our country, and not just for a handful. We all want that, and they want that too. Listen. Please listen. Please have those conversations. And I love you all. Thank you for being here.
He is amazing.